probably got distracted.
Welcome to Meta Slayers.
That was funny. We just made an ADHD joke because we are. Welcome back, guys. And if you're new to the channel, what we do is we talk Tactica, Warhammer, primarily right now Age of Sigmar, but also dive into 40k, new releases, just kind of what's new, relevant, mainly relevant. So yeah, thanks for checking us out. If you're here for the first time, and thank you, of course, to all our current subscribers.
Subscribe. It's free. Click the button.
I like it that it goes blink. So we're just coming off of a 5-week escalation slow grow campaign for Age of Sigmar that we hosted out here in Las Vegas, Nevada. That's where we reside. Not together, but kind of together, but not together. So really fun event, and big shout out to War Room Games. For those that live in the area, you're probably already familiar with them. Awesome dudes over there with a great space to play and game. But yeah, no, it was of course a bit of a challenge to try to navigate through said pandemic to try to get, you know, the 6-foot distancing, the mask wearing, and also like requiring games to be played in shop. But nonetheless, we had a great turnout. About 30 players, I believe. Yeah, 30 actually by the time everything was said and done. With a really amazing retention rate throughout.
Check out the first video where we talked about the Escalation League and the lead up to it. We had our predictions, which, are we going to spoil those?
Oh, absolutely. We're gonna
talk about that. Okay, we're going to revisit our predictions.
We can't selectively pick our time capsules, Jay.
Oh, it stings.
Whether we were right or wrong.
We're half right.
Yeah, but link is in the description below, so check that one out. Or I think on YouTube we can post it somewhere.
It's either in the down there or the over there.
Right. So there were 3 winning categories with prize support, and also something that we also contributed as well as War Room did to just, you know, add that extra layer of spiciness to said event. But there were 3 categories. Number 1, of course, was Best General, which means you scored the highest number of glory points throughout each 5-week period, and every single player had 2 chances, so they could play 2 games each and every week in order to count for their highest score. Now, the glory point, similar to Path to Glory, was if you win a major victory, you scored D3 glory points. If you...
and you get to reroll ones.
Correct. You can also reroll a 1 score. And yeah, sometimes it happened. You rolled a 1 into a 1. There was a few times that happened.
Sorry, nerd, that said that it couldn't ever happen.
Was it Brian?
It was Brian.
Oh, it was Brian. Sorry, Brian.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty rough.
And then second category was Art Hero. So for the what War Room Games voted as best painted army overall, because Ray's an amazing painter. I don't know, you've checked out, you've seen his stuff.
Yeah, he used to do commission work, but he got too busy with running a business.
That'll do it.
Yeah. Shocker.
So that was their second category, and then the third category, which I love this one. I love the addition of this one. This was Community Champion. So most games played, as in addition to most mentioned player in the exit survey and the sportsmanship surveys throughout, being nominated multiple times. I love that category because that's not something that you see often come up in like local events or even like tournament events, RTTs, whatever it might be. I don't know. I really like that one.
I'm super proud and confused when I win Best Sport. It wasn't at this event, but just when I win Best Sportsmanship, I'm like, really? How?
Like, I was kind of a dick.
I laughed and called you a nerd. All right.
Well, that is a term of endearment these days, I believe.
It's true.
So without further ado, let's go into kind of which armies placed in the top rankings. I was pleasantly surprised by some, and I was pleasantly shocked by others, including like our own very predictions, to pretty much everybody's surprise. Not the player, because the player himself, he was amazing, has a great understanding of the game, obviously.
Nice guy.
Very nice, absolutely nice guy. But yeah, so Chaos Ascendants took the #1 spot. And we're just coming off our last video talking about Warhammer Community's Meta Watch article, where it named Chaos Ascendants at like bottom 2 or
yeah, something like that.
Right. So yeah, great job to the Chaos Ascendant player.
So the second place, we actually had a tie. It was Seraphon and Ogors,
which we both did predict.
We did.
Would be in finals.
We did.
We really thought one of the two was going to be
#1.
Yeah. RNG. What can you do, man?
First place couldn't have gone to a better guy, so it's all good. It does blow our minds a little bit, especially because it's Chaos Ascended.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be like saying, "Oh, Beast of Chaos took it down." What? So, congrats to the tie for second there, and yeah, those two guys.
I think they were low-key glad that they didn't have to actually do the sudden death showdown. Because both amazing players,
Yeah.
both armies also amazingly hard-hitting. That would have just been...
So unfortunately, I didn't get to see it through because of scheduling and car issues. Yay! Oh, that's
life.
exciting. Yeah, yeah.
Not surprising to me so much. I just didn't think that they would... I'll say it like it is. I mean, I am an Orcs player, but I didn't think that they would actually place tops. But also to the same degree as the players tied for second place, both Orc war clans, but they did run Ironjaws specifically, or pure Ironjaws. They both have an amazing understanding of the game. Also very, very solid players. So I guess in that regards, no surprise there. But yeah, Ironjaws.
Ironjaws took third and fourth.
And fourth.
And fourth was also tied shared with Maggotkin, which was another army that was on our bottom.
I'm beginning to think we don't actually know what we're talking about.
I think Warhammer community might not know exactly what they're talking about.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And as a lot of people brought up, yes, it's relatively old data. Not really, because it was only last year, and we've been in a lockdown.
Yeah. No, it's not old data.
Right.
It's the data that we had presented and to us.
Right. Yeah. We'll take you through some of the footage while we kind of gab a little bit about what we kind of noticed, what we perceived, and also kind of how some of these things shook down. But yeah, no, like Ironjaw's performing that well. Not surprising to me so much because Ironjaw specifically, they perform so well in lower point games. Every 500 point game, or I don't really play 500 points, but every like 1K game, 1.25, 1.5. When I play pure Ironjaws, I tend to dominate that tabletop because there's not enough redundancies on the opponent's end of things.
And I think the same is for Savage Orcs as well. I think it's just cut from the same cloth. I mean, it's all Orcs at the end of the day, but that's where Savage Orcs really start to shine too. You try to bring something like a big monstrous critter, and Savage Orcs have basic innate bonuses against them. Ironjaws, they have a lot of tools in the toolbox that are easily dispersed at low points, but they're hard to counter at low points.
Exactly. I mean, you pop one War Chanter in there, and you're just double damage or 2 damage dealing like all across the board. Like, okay, how much can you actually reliably speed bump 2 damage Gordruntas with 2 damage Boar Riders? Come on.
Especially when each side only has 3 units.
Right.
It's like my unit is outpacing your 1 unit. Now you just lost the game.
Right.
So yeah, it's not a big shocker that Ironjaws, they hit the top 5.
Yeah. Oh, we forgot to mention Disciples of Zinc. He scored, I believe, tied for 4th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Disciples of Zinc. He ran a very flamer-heavy list. I love seeing Screamers on the table as well. I would love to see more of Screamers at the actual board. They're just fun, man.
Oh, dude, they're so much fun.
But yeah, no, Flamer-heavy, it proves time and time again that it is just a force to be reckoned with. Also, I mean, I'm starting to notice a trend here, Jay. Basically, everybody that placed in the top rankings, they have a solid understanding of the game mechanics as a whole.
Shocker.
Right, and that helps.
Yeah.
So granted, and there's some randomness when it comes to escalation campaigns, especially when they're built for fun. But for instance, there were a couple players that just simply went undefeated, but got unlucky on a couple dice rolls for glory points purposes alone. Or, maybe lost out on like 1 game here or there out of the 2 that they were able to be scored for. But nonetheless, there's a trend in, if you're comfortable with your army, if you have a better understanding of just more experience in general, you're likely to do better overall. So, but that's what these escalation campaigns are for.
I do want to give a shout out, like a special shout out to the community champion, because he has had a bad reputation for not being the most sportsmanlike player. When Jake and I know him personally, and we know him pretty well, we don't really see it. So then when he goes and takes down community champion with best sportsmanship, that really, it warms the subcockles.
For sure.
I'm really proud of him.
But, sportsmanship is a big dynamic of gaming, in my opinion.
It has to be.
People get booted from leagues and tournaments and venues even for being poor sports. it's just not worth it. We're here to have fun at the end of the day.
Right.
So no, that's amazing. Like I'm just glad that like you mentioned, a player like that brought a ton of value to a local event like this. It wasn't a ton of people, but it also wasn't a small group of 5 people.
No, it's 30 people.
Yeah, 30 is basically like an RTT.
And when you have half of the people in the survey saying the same thing, that he taught them a lot or he brought a lot to the gameplay, like that speaks a lot of his character. Mm-hmm. So freaking good on you, man. Way to go.
Yeah.
So let's talk about our little time capsule. Yeah, we had our top threes. I had Gloomspite Gets, I am disappointed. Flesh Eater Courts, Kane, I'm looking at you.
Not to name names.
The person who I thought would take it down ended up being the community champion, so I'm going to give myself half points for that one. And then Jake's predictions were Seraphon, Fire Slayers, and Flesh Eater Courts. Mm-hmm. So we both got nailed on Flesh Eater Courts.
Yeah.
Boy, they underperformed for what we thought that they were going to do.
Yeah, I think both of the Flesh Eater Courts players dropped out for life reasons.
Yeah.
In 2 out of the 5 weeks. And in a 5-week campaign, that is detrimental.
Oh, man.
If you're trying to, like, win, like, glory points or whatnot. But yeah, no, I really, like, in my defense, Seraphon would have taken it down. But it came down to dice rolls on glory points, in all fairness. He was actually undefeated. So there's, something to be said there. Yeah, and if you're in the Vegas area, highly encourage you, just, stay posted on metaslayers.com for the next events postings. We plan to do these pretty regularly, as often as we possibly can. But what we also do, and also something that I really firmly believe in is an important part of running campaigns, is actually doing exit surveys. Anonymous, of course. Mm-hmm. Let all the participants, in whether you're running your local campaign or not, give feedback so you can dictate, because it's never your own campaign. It's never your own event.
It might be your baby, but it's your foster baby. You're handing it off.
Exactly. Like the players dictate how we want the direction to go. So in said exit survey, it was like, how do you want the next glory points to be calculated? Fixed points based off of wins and losses. Do you want it tournament bracket level? So there's a lot of different ways you can go with it. And naturally, we're going to go and steer it in the direction that the majority of players want. So I would say easily we're expecting 45 to 50 players in the next one we do. Most likely in early May, end of April, somewhere around there.
That's perfect.
Yeah. So if you are in Vegas, love to meet you and have you participate.
Yeah. And if not, let us know how we can help you join in the fun from where you're at. Maybe it's like a web form or something that you can enter in your results. Something along those lines. Tell us how we can help you help us participate, because the more the merrier. And the more data, the more it helps the community anyway. That's how we generate our videos. As we look at data, we go, oh, this army's performing well, and blah, 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 blah. Without that sample size, we got nothing to go off of.
Right. Yeah, even if it's just a little mini escalation campaign. Like right now for us, this is our mini meta.
Right.
Right? Because this is the group of players that we play with. This is what people are running. This is how people are countering. So this is our own meta. What's your meta? And then we'll match that up to what's the meta, an average of global.
Next awesome topic. New vampires. Oh my god.
It's going to be my first death army, guys. My first.
Can't believe it. I didn't think that they were going to get their full own army again.
This was fast, too. We only posted the video saying new vampire counts army.
Like 2 months ago.
Yeah, it was speculation because of the Underworld's release.
Nailed it.
Here we are.
You heard it here first, baby. Metaslayers. These model releases have been amazing. Let's throw a couple up on the screen.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I stand by what I said is I think what would be really interesting of a mechanic for vampire counts is you can run extra, or you should be able to run extra hero slots that don't break your 0 to 6 in a 2,000 point game.
Yeah. And
just have this like slew of heroes. Because I think based on the models that Warhammer Community is releasing, they're releasing an awful lot of heroes.
It's a ton of heroes. And then Blood Knights, which is just a unit of heroes. So they won't be battle line. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to put a prediction. They will be a battle line for one of the specific characters. Just go ahead and time capsule that one right here, right now. Which makes me go, I need more Blood Knights, because they were badass before. They were badass after that. They're going to be badass again. And if they're battle line, they're going to be battle line badass.
pretty much anything with like armor, 10 out of 10 I would buy. You put lizards in armor, I will buy. You put skeletons in armor, I will buy. You put serpents in armor, I will buy. And now what happened? Vampires in armor, I will buy.
Now there is scuttlebutt, people talking about a new zombie dragon model. They're basing it off of a portion of a cover picture. I'm telling you, it's just artistic license. There's not going to be a new zombie dragon.
Oh, out of the book where he's flying like this. Yeah.
It's not going to be a new model.
Huh.
If so, that'd be great. But I'm telling you, it's just artistic license that they're taking for the cover art.
Maybe a vampire hero on a new zombie dragon sculpt because it's like relatively like single pose.
Sure.
Like, am I depicting it properly?
Yeah.
So maybe like a. Yeah.
That's what I did with one of mine. You just invert the wings.
Oh.
And put them on the other sides.
I guess I don't know what I'm doing here.
It looks really cool. What do you guys think about the new vampire counts? That's what I want to know. I mean, you heard it here from us in the beginning, months ago, that we were speculating a new vampire count.
Yeah. Time capsule your theories here, or your predictions.
Yeah, let's see. Because remember, they will be forever encapsulated in time in the comments section. So what are your predictions? I want you to be able to go back and be like, I was right, I told you so, check the comments.
On that note, keep fighting for what you think is right. Keep slaying that meta.
Like, comment, share, subscribe.
Till next time, guys.